What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. As you can probably tell, I am doing a voiceover here. We messed up. The mic died right as we started this video and we didn't know. So what this video is going to be about is the difference between the Darce and the Anaconda. We're going to go into a little bit of detail about the differences between the Darce and the Anaconda, how they start initially. We'll go into a little bit of finishing details on the Anaconda choke itself, some of my ideas, my favorite ways of finishing it. We won't go too far into the ideas of the Darce. I'll link a video of the Darce that I did before so that you can get really in-depth on that. But right now, we're going to talk about how I like to lock in the Anaconda and Darce from the front headlock and the differences between the two motions, because I get asked that a lot from my students. So we'll get into that, talking about the S grips on the outside, the gable grips. The Darce, the lock is behind the neck and my hands go kind of towards the inside. And the Anaconda, the lock is on the outside of the tricep, more kind of by the armpit. So they're very different locks, very different positions, but they both generally are figure 4 style strangles. So we finish them in a very similar sequence. So here we go, getting started. We're in the front headlock style position here, and I'm going to look to start getting my control on the chin and tricep. And as I do, now I'm going to reach through and I lock either an S grip or a gable grip. My inside arm is going to be palm down, and my outside arm is going to be palm up, right? Now, when we're going for our lock, we want to make sure that we're keeping our chest heavy, keeping good control of the chin and tricep. And I don't want to lock a figure 4. I think this is a mistake. If I lock a figure 4 before I get my roll, it is not very difficult for our opponent to open their elbow and really post their hand. So it's going to stop us from being able to create the roll that we need to actually lock in the Anaconda. So watch as Aggie opens her arm here and I try to roll. I can't because of that post. I can't bring her elbow to the inside because I have nothing to push her tricep or elbow inside when I have a figure 4 lock. So if you're going against a strong person, a good wrestler, an educated jiu-jitsu player, it's going to be really hard to bring that elbow to the inside with a figure 4 lock. So what I like to do instead is I'm just going to lock my hands in an S grip or a gable grip, because I need to bring that elbow inside first. See here, I can't turn her, right? Her hand's posted out. So I lock an S grip or gable grip and pinch my elbows, and that's what's going to drive the elbow across. And this is really important when you go for your roll. You want to hit a roll through so we can get them into an unathletic position. So here I get the gable grip, inside hand palm down, outside hand palm up, and I pinch my elbows. And that'll drive their elbow to the inside, which gives me a real good flank, and I can look through to the opposite knee. I want to make sure I look underneath their body with my head kind of under their belly. That's really important. So I'm going to make sure that I get that lock, and that's when I can start my roll. Now, most of the time, I can just roll people. Most of the time, I get my gable grip or my S grip, pinch the elbow to the inside, get my head underneath, and most of the time, I can just roll them through right here. And then I can start my Anaconda choke. But when you're going against like a higher level educated players or really good wrestlers or just strong, big people, they might really base out, really post and use their leg, like their left leg, in this situation, their knee, and really post it out and make it difficult for me to roll them. When they do that, my favorite thing to do is I drive into them, drive. And now a lot of options. I can arm drag here. I can go into types of guillotines, or as they're pushing back into me so I don't drive them over to their butt, I can kind of fade out from underneath them and roll through and hit that Anaconda roll. That's a really good way to deal with a really strong base and a good post with their leg, right? Now, as I hit that roll through, if I'm driving in or if I'm able just to hit the roll, I need to make sure my head is underneath so they don't smash. And now, when we land here, if I just lock a figure 4 without getting my legs in the fight, what you'll see is Aggie's left elbow is right in that lock, right where my hand and arm meet. So what I run into and what I'll do if somebody does that is I'll just drop my elbow down hard towards my hips and use my bottom arm, the right arm in Aggie's scenario here, and punch the elbow so that I can unlock their lock, especially if we're sweaty. So she's going to start dropping her left elbow and punch my elbow, and that can free, and I get out of a lot of anaconda chokes this way. So if you get to the anaconda position and your legs aren't in the fight and you're just using your arms, you have a good chance of finishing, but it's not guaranteed. There's a decent opportunity for them to escape using this particular option. So what I like to do is as soon as I roll through, I roll my hips up and I'm going to use my top side leg to trap their arm. What I like to do is step my foot flat to the mat. You see that? That's important. I don't like my foot up off the mat, like pointed like this. And I like to, sometimes I'll catch the arm between my legs here, but really I'm not interested in that. What I'm trying to do is trap that top elbow using my leg. It's such a strong position. And now I can elongate that left arm, put my knuckles in the armpit, lock my figure four, and get my squeeze. Remember, with the squeezes with figure four strangles, that choking arm elbow goes down and back, right? So we're in this locked position. I got my gable grip, bringing the elbow to the inside. Make sure your head goes underneath their body. If my head's here, she's going to land right on my face as I try to roll her through. Not the worst thing, but it's super uncomfortable. So make sure you bring your head through, peeking out, hit that roll those hips up, trap their arm with your leg. You can extend the left arm in this scenario, figure four, pull that left elbow down and back. Very, very strong strangle. Now that's how we hit our anaconda with the lock to the outside. Now the Darce, it's the exact opposite. I switched sides here just so you can see the Darce lock as I get into it. This would be Anaconda as I'm pressing her elbow across and locking my hands to the outside. When I go for a Darce, I hit this flank. And now I drive my hand through, and what I want to do with my left hand here is touch my knuckles to the top of the shoulder. So I'm palm away. I'm making sure that my palm points away from them. My knuckles point in towards their body. And again here, I don't necessarily like to lock a figure four. I don't have everything locked in tight. My arms and my positioning on their neck and on their arteries aren't exactly proper yet. That doesn't mean I don't do it in certain scenarios, but what I like to do is lock a gable grip or an S grip, and again, I'm pinching my elbows. When I lock the gable grip or the S grip, it doesn't really matter which. I want to pinch my elbows with my forearm on the back of their head and neck, and this is going to allow me to press their nose down towards their knees by driving my elbows in. And this is really easy position to topple somebody like this. Now, when you drop them, usually you're going to land in this kind of parallel position, which is not the proper position to finish any sort of Darce. So when I land here, I want to make sure that I cover that angle. So I want to get perpendicular. So I run my hips to the left. Now I can start actually attacking my Darce finish. So here again, we're starting in the front head. I create my flank, get my gable grip, and pinch my elbows, gable or S, pinching my elbows. Now I drive my elbow, my right elbow in this scenario, down towards her knees. That's what topples Aggie over. We're parallel, so I need to run to the flank by making my hips go to perpendicular. And now I can start looking to correct the position. I like to pick up the head, drive the arm through to the right nuanced position. Figure four, again, we're going to pull that left elbow up and back for that finish. If you want to see some more details on finishing the Darce, I have 3 ways of finishing the Darce in a video that I'll link below. All very good options. Again, I'm talking about figure four strangles, how you need to pull the elbow up and back. So here again, I'm going to that flank, creating that position. If we are going Anaconda, I'm bringing the elbow to the inside. So you can see how they're 2 very different positions, but they can both come quite easily from the same starting position, like the front headlock. There's other ways to get to it as well. That's one of my favorite ways, is from the front headlock. You can do it when people wrestle up from like a half guard or a side control as well. Generally the Darce. The Anaconda is more of a straight on position that I get to from arm and guillotine scenarios or front headlock scenarios. But again, they're both very, very strong, very powerful positions. I love them both. I hit lots and lots of Anaconda chokes. There's two main variations that I like, the one from the arm in guillotine and the one from front headlock position. Remember, Anaconda, our hands lock outside the tricep by the armpit. Darce, our hands lock by the neck on the inside. And that's how you're going to differentiate the two positions, right? Make sure we're pinching those elbows. We're rolling people over. We're getting to our flank and doing the motion in a proper manner. I'm sorry we messed up the audio there. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, become a member on YouTube or Patreon. If you want to see anything in the future, throw it down in the comments and I'll try to get to it. I'm here for you guys. I'm trying to make anything you guys want to see, and hopefully this will help you guys in the future be able to submit your friends, be able to submit people in tournaments, be able to catch people with these chokes. The Darce and the Anaconda are so powerful. Add them in. Definitely use them. Thank you so much for watching. We're so happy to have you guys stopping by, and we will see you in the next one. Os.